You are about to witness the dawn of a promotion where it's about skill over popularity, talent over politics. This isn't some brother-brother booking. No, this is where the most talented mat technicians in the Northeast all gather to showcase and honor the art of professional wrestling. This is Ambition, Volume 1. Now, before we begin tonight's festivities, I would like to tell you about the Ambition Code of Conduct. All of this evening's contest will be conducted under the Ambition Code of Conduct. Each combatant is allowed 3 rope breaks. After all 3 have been used, both pins and submissions underneath the plane of the bottom rope are completely permitted. If at any time during a match an opponent becomes unresponsive, the referee will ensue a 6 count. Should the 6 count be reached, that will then be declared a knockout. Now, lastly, closed fist punches are allowed anywhere on the body, except for the head. If in the event of a closed fist strike to the head, one of the rope breaks from the opponent will be deducted. Now, if that opponent has no rope breaks remaining, it will then be declared a disqualification. We now continue with our next singles match. It will be contested under the Ambition Code of Conduct with a 15-minute time limit. Let's meet the combatants. Introducing first, in the corner to my right, he is representing Prolific from the Brownsville section of Brooklyn, New York, weighing 215 pounds, the American Gangster, Isaiah Wolf.
Prolific all day, baby. Prolific Ambition all day.
And his opponent, fighting out of the South Bronx, New York, weighing in at 225 pounds, here is Steve Pena. Woo!
Welcome back to Ambition Volume 1, ladies and gentlemen. And in one of our co-main events here tonight, you have the American Gangster, Isaiah Wolf, 1/3 of Prolific, going up against Steve Pena. And let me tell you something about this kid, Steve Pena, ladies and gentlemen. This young man flew himself to Germany, knocked on the door of the WXW dojo and said, I'll do whatever you want. I want to train here. I want to learn about ambition. Steve Pena trained under Timothy Thatcher and the current NXT UK champion, Walter. He trained for 2.5 months under those men. Came back to the United States and has been putting himself in positions to be on some of the best professional wrestling cards you could find. Selected 4 times to wrestle for Evolve Wrestling during their time.
1 rope break each.
But Isaiah Wolf, the 5-year veteran, multi-time tag team champion, multi-time Warriors of Wrestling No Limit champion. You can see these 2 guys are almost evenly matched here. Now, Steve Pena does have the size advantage, Wolf with the experience advantage, Wolf also with the speed advantage. But, you know, that WXW experience, you see it right there out of Pena. Pena going right for the knees with that elbow drop. Now he's got a surfboard stretch going on. Both men have already used 1 rope break. Remember, 3 rope breaks per competitor in this 15-minute time limit match. Cover winner by Pena, 2 count. Isaiah Wolf, wonder what's it going to take down this young gun. You know, Steve Pena's going in there thinking, I got this 100%. He has, he's one of these kids that he has an ego, but it's a humble ego. He believes in himself. He knows just how good he is. And Steve Pena goes into every match believing he can win. When you've been trained under Timothy Thatcher and Volta, you believe that you can survive anything. Steve Pena rolling that submission attempt into a pin. 2 count on Isaiah Wolf. Going right to the knee, locking it in. Looking to turn him over into a Boston crab, but doesn't get it. Wolf dropping Pena down and now locking the leg in there. Wrenching back on the knee. Going into the ACL, the MCL of Pena. Trying to take out the legs. Elbow drop onto the knee there by Isaiah Wolf.
Touch him on locks.
Pena coming in, bringing the legs over, almost a guillotine armbar lock. Isaiah Wolf trying to get his head out of that guillotine lock, but the armbar, Pena rolling with that armbar as Isaiah tries to turn it into a cover. Pena turns that into a cover. These two men going back and forth. Isaiah, you usually see him in tag team action, though he is an accomplished singles wrestler. We've seen him more, especially over the last 2 years, in tag team action, 6-man tag action, as a part of Prolific. And to see him once again, singles action. This man has gone up against Shane Strickland. This man has gone up against some of the best competitors that Warriors of Wrestling has brought to him in the 5 years he's been active. He has stood down from nobody. Now Pena, as you see there, he's bent that knee. He's got that MCL of Isaiah Wolf in a precarious position, wrenching back on the leg rope, and Wolf going for a rope break. His second rope break of the match.
2-1.
And Pena very wise to the fact that he only has one rope break left. Isaiah rolling to the outside, trying to regain his breath here. Wolf trying to regain his composure, trying to regain his breath, going around the outside of the ring. Pena, smart enough to not go chasing after him. This is something you would see out of a younger competitor, go chasing after their opponent on the outside of the ring. Pena just waiting on the inside, getting that energy back, getting that stamina back as he waits for Wolf to get back in the ring. And Pena right back on the offensive, right back on the attack against Wolf. Goes right back into a submission maneuver here. A sleeper hold, almost like a Taz mission of sorts. Wolf not allowing Pena to wrap the legs though. Flips over into it. A cover on the Pena. Only a 2 count as Pena has to release that hold or get pinned. You see Wolf is staggering around. Pena has been taken out of that chop, just flooring Wolf. And Wolf maybe a bit off, a little bit more than he can chew. I told you, we've seen him a lot in tag team competition. Usually Wolf gets a chance to tag out, go on the apron, recover. But in a one-on-one competition, you don't get that opportunity. And you see Pena not giving him a lot of room to breathe. But now Wolf coming back on the offensive. A vicious chop to Pena. Now locking in a wrist lock here, working the small joint. Bending back the elbow and the wrist. And right into the abdominal area there. Chop right to the back. And right on that forearm area, that could break a forearm there. That knee drop, to the forearm area. And now a stretch here, that knee pointed right into the middle of the back. The thoracic spine of Pena. A little bit of a cattle mutilation-esque hold here by Isaiah Wolf. Beautiful arch in the back, but Pena reversing it into a cover. 1 count, Wolf kicks out. 2 going back at it on the mat, rolling back and forth. On bar, and Pena goes to the ropes.
He lost the second rope break. We have 1 and 1 left.
That is 2 rope breaks for Pena, 2 rope breaks for Isaiah Wolf. Both of these men with only 1 rope break remaining in the match. And now Pena pacing on the outside, trying to get feeling back in that arm after that arm bar, trying to regain his composure here.
Come on, Pena, in the ring. Let's go.
Pena back in the ring at the count of 5 from referee Shady Torres. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Isaiah Wolf and Steve Pena both down to 1 rope break only. European uppercut caught. Another chop, vicious chop, flooring Isaiah Wolf. And a second one, flooring Isaiah Wolf again. And now vicious forearm strikes from both Wolf and Pena. The viciousness of both of these men. Pump kick there by Pena. In the ropes. Pop-up knee by Wolf. But both of these men are just exhausted. Vicious palm strikes there by Isaiah Wolf. Open hand slaps by Pena. Every shot sapping more and more energy out of these 2 men. And now Pena. The vicious double strike there by Pena, and Wolf takes both men down to the mat. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what ambition is all about. This is what we're talking about. These 2 men giving it their all. And there are only 5 minutes left in this match, ladies and gentlemen. 15-minute time limit for every match here tonight.
5 minutes remain. 5 minutes.
Double strike and a bit of a clothesline European uppercut hybrid there by Pena cover. 1, 2, let's go. Kick out.
He's done.
Kick out there by Wolf. Pena back on the attack. Huge clothesline shot on there. Left Torres going into a knockout count. Can Wolf get back to his feet before a count of 6? And another vicious short arm clothesline by Pena. Once again, the count by Ref Torres. Wolf's got to get to his feet by the count of 6. And up again. And another clothesline turns Wolf inside out. That's gotta be it. That has gotta be it. Still doesn't take Wolf out up at the count of 5. Pena right back on the attack. On the arm. Vicious elbow strikes to the front of the shoulder blade. Now to the trapezius muscle. Trying to wrench that arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pena going for the pump kick out of the corner. Wolf dodges it. Wolf with another knee strike. Almost a Shining Wizard-esque knee to the jaw of Steve Pena. And both of these men are down again. Double count here by Ref Torres. Wolf back to a vertical base. And a knee right to the obliques of Pena. Right to the abdominals. Again, repeated knee strikes by Isaiah Wolf. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Both of these men have not succumbed to the punishment they've each inflicted on each other. What is it going to take for one of these men to get a victory here at Ambition Volume 1? More strikes by Wolf. You can hear those all over that headbutt. That headbutt might have dislocated Wolf's jaw. That headbutt, the fishes, the crown of the forehead hitting the jaw of Wolf. Wolf might be eating through a straw tonight. Backbreaker flatliner combo by Wolf and Pena down. The count by Ref Torres is at 2. Wolf going for, thought he was going for a cover. Wolf going to inflict more punishment. And Pena turns it around. Stopping into the shoulder blade. They're under a minute. They're under a minute covered by Pena, only a 2. Less than a minute left in this contest. Oh, vicious chop. And another vicious strike by Wolf. Another strike and another knee to the jaw of Pena. Pena using his own head as a vicious weapon. Ladies and gentlemen, they've reached a time limit draw. Pena could have gotten the 3, but a time limit draw is called.
Limit draw. We have reached the full 15 minutes allotted for this.
Steve Pena was this close to a 3 count. Could have gotten a